Hello everyone, welcome to instructional video number 2. Today's video will be presenting the transition from the rifle to the pistol. This video is called the transition drill. But before I get into much discussion about the basic transition drill, allow me to make a few comments about transitioning in general. There are two types of transitions. First transition is the tactical transition, which will be the primary focus of this video. The second type of transition is called the administrative transition, and I will briefly discuss the administrative transition later on in this video. Now, transitioning from the rifle to the pistol should be executed as a last resort, when it is absolutely essential to protect yourself or others and the threat is imminent and relatively close in distance. Now, distance plays a part in whether or not it would be good to transition from the rifle to the pistol. If you are, say, 100, 150 yards from your threat and there is cover available, it might be advantageous to seek cover and to regain battery with your rifle so that you can continue in the fight with the rifle, which is the most stable platform. There are two reasons why you must transition or possibly transition from the rifle to the pistol. One is you're out of ammunition with your rifle. You have an empty magazine. The second condition would be that you are experiencing a malfunction. In either case, your rifle is dysfunctional. It's out of battery. Therefore, if your threat is imminent, you may have to transition to your secondary weapon, the pistol. Again, if cover is available, you get behind cover. You reload with a fresh magazine after you clear the malfunction, if that's the case. And you regain battery with your rifle and then continue on with the fight with your rifle or carbine. Now, before I demonstrate the basic transition drill, let me say that this drill is staged and is limited in terms of the movements it encompasses. What do I mean by staged? I know when I load the magazine with one round that after I shoot that one round through the rifle, the bolt will lock to the rear, therefore prompting me to transition to the handgun. We all know, however, that in a real live situation where you're in a firefight, if you're out of ammunition or your rifle experiences a malfunction, there's a slight hesitation, a nanosecond, whereby you acknowledge that you have a problem with your rifle and that you may need to transition to your secondary weapon. That's real life. However, in regard to this basic transition drill, there's no hesitation, because you know in advance that your bolt will lock to the rear, therefore transitioning to the handgun. Now, I see many shooters, when they transition from the rifle to the handgun, and they bring that rifle down to their side as they're transitioning to the handgun, their support hand is behind the rifle. I do not recommend this particular movement. What I recommend and what I highly suggest is, as you transition the rifle to your side, that you keep your support hand in front of the rifle, because what this does, it allows an expeditious move toward and with your handgun. So I see a lot of shooters keeping that support hand behind the rifle. I do not recommend that we do that. Now, I'm going to demonstrate the basic transition drill as it relates to the portions that are timed. So, you begin in the low ready position at about 10 yards from your target, steel target, paper target. When the timer beeps, you bring the rifle up and take aim, disengage the safety, shoot one, re-engage the safety, transition the rifle to your side, access your handgun, take one shot, the timer is deactivated. That's the extent of the movements that are timed that encompass the basic transition drill. Now, we all know that when we transition from the rifle to the pistol and we're in a gunfight, that at some point in time you will want to regain battery with your rifle. So this spot check, which I will demonstrate here in a moment, is not part of the basic transition drill. However, you will see the spot check technique and etc. demonstrated in exercises and movements in future videos. So let's just briefly go over the spot check. So you have transitioned to your pistol. You have taken the necessary steps to neutralize your threat. You survey the area to ensure that it is safe to reholster and examine your rifle. So at this point, you are surveying the area. You want to spot check your rifle. You bring it up to 45-degree angle and you look to see if you have a malfunction that needs to be cleared or simply just a refreshed magazine. So at this point, if you see that the area is clear and safe, you reholster and you address your rifle and regain battery. Again, the spot check is not part of the basic transition drill, but it will be employed and exercises, movements in future videos. So, let me demonstrate the basic transition drill a couple more times. That is the basic transition drill. Now, before I head out to the Renaissance Shooting Club and video the basic transition drill in a live fire scenario, I want to briefly cover the administrative transition. You may find yourself in a particular environment whereby the rifle, the carbine, the long gun may not be compatible with your immediate surroundings or environment. It may be a narrow doorway, hallway, a small confined area whereby the rifle is not compatible in terms of maneuverability in the area. So transitioning to the handgun may be more advantageous. Therefore, an administrative transition. Now, everything remains the same in terms of movement, transitioning the rifle to your side, etc., as you see in the tactical transition, with two exceptions. One is speed is not essential in the administrative transition. And two, the position of the rifle after you transition to your handgun. Let me demonstrate what I'm talking about. So, you want to complete an administrative transition. Everything remains the same. Ensure the safety is engaged. Transitioning the rifle to your side with your support hand in front of the rifle. But in this case, you want to sweep the rifle all the way to the middle of your back when you access your handgun. Now, why do you want to do that? One is you want a free reign of movement with your handgun. You don't want the rifle to be knocking against your side, knocking against the door, the wall. You want to have a clear and open workspace to maneuver your handgun. So, the administrative transition is basically the same, except, once again, speed is not essential, and the transition of the rifle is to the middle of the back, freeing up the space in front of you for your handgun. So, I will go to the Renaissance shooting range. I will execute some live fire demonstrations of the basic transition drill. I will include them in this video. So, until next time, honor God, love your family, and defend the Constitution.